and there was something in there about, well, she'll tell the story, but her agent finally said to her, yeah, this guy, Robert-Newman, and she was like, Robert, what are you talking about? Because I had already signed on with him, and then there she was, and that was just a sort of a flukish kind of thing. I was meeting with them in an audition situation like you do for everything, and we started talking about the soap, and I said, gosh, I just want to say I think Kim-Zimmer would be fantastic for this role that Deborah Monk played on Broadway. And they were like, And then the next thing I heard, they were, talking to her about coming on board, and it was great. It was just a wonderful show, and she was spectacular in it, and it was a joy. And so I can see us down the road, whether it's on stage somewhere or maybe one of these web series, or who knows, But I don't think our time of working together is done. We've often sort of joked about doing George and Martha and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, because that's kind of who we are anyway, kind of fighting and screaming and weeping and gnashing of teeth kind of stuff, I've suggested to her a couple of times doing something like the musical A Little Night Music, or something like that. Maybe even Gypsy somewhere. I don't know. I did that recently with Tova Feldsha, and I could see doing it with Kim now. So we'll find each other again.
Well, that would be...
Don will make sure that...
Well, I don't know how much pull I have, but of course I'm always rooting for you guys to at least appear in something together because of the, the dynamic that you two had and the chemistry you had on the soap. It was, unsurpassed in my opinion. So.
Well, thank you. We enjoy each other and we trust each other, and those are the two best things you can bring to the table with somebody you're acting with. Have a good time, and trust is the big thing. Whether it's on television or on stage, you have to trust the person that you're with, because it's one of the great things about Kim as an actress has always been her level of risk taking, and it is. It's hard to put yourself out there, and really take make these big bold choices, and if the person you're working with isn't going to go along for that ride, then it doesn't work. It's harder to make it work. Let's put it that way. I mean, I think Kim can pretty much make anything work with anybody she works with, quite frankly. But it's just a much better situation when you know that the person's going to be there to catch you when you fall and to rise up with you when you rise up. And I think we had that going on for quite a while on the show.
It's hard to create chemistry. You just have to have it.
I don't think you can manufacture chemistry.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell.
I think that's just that just can't happen. It's just something that happens between two actors, and they just work. And I don't think you can predict it. We had that makes me think about when they brought on. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to tell that story. Let's go on to something else.
Okay. You can leave names out.
I don't think that would reflect well with the person I was going to tell the story about. But, there are times when you're opposite somebody who's just kind of like, this just isn't working.
Yes.
So that's the way it goes. So you guys can talk about that without me.
Well, we're looking forward to her being on, and I'm sure she will have plenty to say about, the experiences on Guiding Light, experiences with you, opposite her, starring the soap with her, and just beyond that. So it's going to be really fun to hear what she has to say on a lot of different things. So it'll be really good. Now, in terms of the screenplay, when you mentioned you would like to do that at some point, do you have any ideas in mind about who, if you were going to cast it, who would you pick?
That's a hard question because, I think my knee-jerk answer to that would be probably to stay away from soap people to cast it, and not because not at all because I don't think soap people are right for it, but I don't wouldn't want it to be something about us playing each other, you know. And it's not that I'd want big stars doing it either. And also, I think you're thinking about, you know, you got to think about time periods and ages of characters. This is not something I've really like thought, you know, way through to where I know what kind of characters I would use. But let's say that I wrote a Robert and Kim kind of, you know, characters backstage. I wouldn't cast them. I wouldn't write them. I don't think at our age today. I think I would write them as we were probably closer to 25 or 30. You know, so I wouldn't be using us to play those roles. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mhm.
On the other hand, I don't know that I would discount an actor's possibility of playing a role because they work on daytime. I don't think I'd do that either. But you know, that's so far down the road in the process. I haven't think something like that would work out. I really don't. Again, you know, kudos to Crystal and also to Michael O'Leary, you know, who's been putting together a web series for a while and has, you know, shot a bit of that and you know, just people who kind of think outside the box and try to create something that's brand new. It's a hard thing and it's a really scary thing, and my hat's off to them for giving it a shot.
Yeah, we've got a call coming in now, so I don't know if this is Kim or not. Pam's checking, but let's hope. You know, but yeah, I was curious. You know, beyond what your current projects that got going on, have you got anything else brewing that's going to be happening after that?
I've got a couple of things there, but, you know, I really just have I'm sorry to make your show less interesting, but I just have a thing about not talking about stuff until they're signed.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely. No.
Honestly, you know, this business has gotten so whacked.
Attention, everybody. I'm sorry to interrupt, but the Queen has arrived.
Kim-zimmer's in the room. I'm sorry. Robert, you're so used to this by now.
I am.
I don't know how I'm getting through this tour without Robert.
Kim was going to make a big entrance, and I said, oh, she's going to be late.
Kim, this is Dawn, and it's nice to have you with us. Thank you for being here.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry I'm late. I apologize.
Look, better late than never is what I say. And although I realize that is one of the things that you hate is being late and for people to be late, I told Robert at the beginning of the interview, I said, you know, this is so Reva Shane. She's going to make that grand entrance. You know, it has nothing to do with being late. It's just the whole grand entrance. You know, how many times on Guiding Light did Reva do that, you know?
Yes, exactly.
Crash the party, steal the scene. I mean, it was always indicative. So, but it was such a pleasure having you with us. And
thank you. Hi, Robert.
Very, very.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Good.
Are you wearing a red dress?
No, I'm not. I should be, though. I'm in San Francisco for the Super Bowl.
Ah, there you go.
I should be wearing red and gold.
Right. There's a lot of that going on this weekend for sure.
Yes. I'm sorry if I interrupted. What deep and heavy stuff were you talking about?
I was tap dancing as fast as I could.
Yeah.
And I was listening to the sounds of the audience snoring away while I was talking about, you know, when I get sort of lofty about things.
Yeah, I know. I love that in you.
I'm going to sit here and sip on my beverage, and you go ahead and talk.
Oh, that's right. It's beverage time for you.
It's 7:24 where I am.
Yeah, I just got up 2 hours ago. I'm on a theater schedule now.
And you have a show in a couple of hours, probably, right?
Yes, you do. Yep.
We'll talk about it.
Speaking of shows, what has Kim-Zimmer been up to since Guiding Light? Let's just catch up, if you will.
Well, unlike Robert, I've been going back to my roots and doing a lot of theater, which is something that I always dreamed of doing when Guiding Light. I never thought Guiding Light would go off the air, first of all, but if I ever decided to leave the show again, theater was where I was going to set my sights. And I've done fairly well. I've been on the road with the First National Company of Wicked for 6 months now, which I can hardly believe. It seems like it's been 6 weeks. And that's been I've been touring all over, mostly the west side of the United States. We were in Hawaii for 8 weeks. And it's just been so much fun to be able to explore these cities that Wicked has landed in. And it's the most gratifying thing in the world to be a part of a show that gets the response from the live audience that Wicked does. The people are so appreciative of it. And I met a woman at the stage door last night who's seen the show 63 times.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy that, and it was ironic that right next to her were 2 college girls. This was the first time they were ever seeing it, and they were like, we're coming back. We're going to come back next Thursday. We're going to try to see it 3 more times before you leave. It's just, it just appeals to so many different age groups and sexes, and everybody can relate to something in this musical. So it's so gratifying to be a part of it. I really enjoyed it.
I know it's one of my niece's favorites, and she's probably one of those people that have seen it 63 times too.
Yeah. It's one of those shows. So,
what part do you play?
Pardon me?
What part do you play?
I play Madame Morrible, who's the head school mistress at the university that the 2 witches meet at, and I kind of take a journey through. I start out as kind of a sweet grandmotherly mentor, and I kind of I myself turn a little wicked by the end of the play. And yes, and then I go off to jail by the end. So it's a lot of fun. I like it because I do take a journey from the beginning of the play to the end of the play. So, and we just had one of the they call them in the theater creatives. One of the producers, not Joe Mantello, who directed the original. He's coming next Friday, but one of his sidekicks has been here for the last couple of days, and I actually, for the first time, have gotten the opportunity to actually rehearse scenes because I was just kind of thrown into it. So we got notes and we worked through scenes because the big boss is coming next Friday. So that's great. It's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed it.
Well, congratulations.
Well, yes.
Hello.
6 months. 6 months is a great run, too, and to still be going. And, and for you to say it feels like it's only been 6 weeks, that tells you that it's, how much fun it must be for you to be in the theater and doing what you love.
It is. I don't know if I'd feel the same way if I were in one place for 6 months, but the fact that I've been touring the show and I've gotten to see other parts of the country and meet different kinds of fans, that's been I would love to say that I would be able to survive a Broadway run for a year, 6 months or a year. It's just, I think that's what keeps the road companies so fresh is that we do have opening nights every 4 to 6 weeks. We're in a new city. It's a new opening night. So that's what I've really enjoyed about touring. As opposed to Ron Raines, who hated being out of New York when he was touring with Follies. He was just like, well, good luck with that touring thing. He sent me the funniest emails about being on the road. How you doing? You still hanging in there? And I was like, I'm having a ball, Ron.
Hey, Kim, any sense of like being disoriented with each theater you walk into? Is there a significant change in the space, or does the sizing of the stage change every time you're in a different theater? Or
No, because the set is always the same. The floor, we travel the flooring. We travel. The only thing that changes is the distance of the front row to the front of our stage in every theater. Las Vegas, it felt like the audience was a mile away from us. Here in San Francisco, they're right on top of us. You know, so that's fun too to have those adjustments to make.